Hey, I'm currently with Sam again. We're going to go. It's 5 o'clock and we're trying to get some dinner. I'm pretty hungry. I didn't have lunch yet. So, same place. So weird having to be 5 o'clock and it's so dark like this. Hey guys, so I'm currently preparing my presentation for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm presenting about the education system in Malaysia to the class. So basically I'm talking about how social inclusion, inclusive education is being practiced in Malaysia. I've discovered a lot of things that I don't like. I've not many things that I do like, but it's a real eye-opener for my own self about my own country. So it's a little bit sad that this is happening, but so far what I've discovered is alright, so we are talking about, for example, this fact. Okay, so there's this one thing called there's a law, there's a that was no, it's not a law, there's a convention that was held in Geneva, I think, in 1990, that by UNESCO, where every single country that came that they need to take an oath that they are going to practice education for all. So Malaysia said, yeah, okay, education is for all. So we are now going to provide to mention that education is free. It can be used by everybody. But if you are special needs, we are going to test you and measure whether you are actually educable. So they're going to test a student whether they can actually educate the student, which is kind of ironic in a sense where these people, these students have yet to go to school. Okay, for example, they are blind, or they are autistic, or deaf. Okay, so these are young people who wants to go to school, and by law they are able to go to school with everybody else to the government school. But if they are deemed uneducable, then they cannot go to school because they are special needs, which I find a little bit odd, because it's a school. They go to school to learn. So what? I'm like, what is this? So I'm talking about this tomorrow. It's a little bit confusing as well for me, and on how this managed to happen in the first place. Not putting aside the fact that Malaysians view social needs as something taboo. If you have a special needs child, it's like frowned upon. People get shy about it. They don't want to talk about it. It's nothing that actually people talk about. I never talk about special needs in Malaysia, which is kind of odd. And then I've discovered as well that they wanted to integrate everybody together in schools in Malaysia. But if you didn't know, there's actually 9 types of mainstream schools in Malaysia. That's only mainstream. I'm not talking about the sports schools, the art schools and stuff like that. Okay, but if in the mainstream stream itself, there's 9 types of schools. There's the normal schools, there's the religious schools, there's the culture, the race schools, the Indian schools, the Chinese schools, there's the vocational schools, there's the vision schools, there's the smart schools, there's the cluster schools, there's the vocational convents. There's so many. So I find it a little bit weird as well, because you can't go to these schools even if you want to sometimes, because you need to be a certain standard, you need to know people, that kind of stuff. And lastly, I've discovered in the curriculum in Malaysia that there's special modules, special curriculum for indigenous people. So apparently they are incapable of actually learning what everybody else in Malaysia is learning. Some people argue that why are we teaching them math and English when they are already struggling on how to open a tin can, which I find so offensive. I'm not really sure about this. I find it offensive, but apparently it is something that is happening in Malaysia. There's also special curriculum for people with educational needs, which I find also very weird when you say that they want to include the students in the classroom, but why do you have a special curriculum for them? And lastly, it only occurred to me a few years ago that we are actually teaching Islamic history, Islamic civilization in the history textbooks of history when we are already learning about it in Islamic studies. And everybody has to learn them. The Chinese, the Indians, the Christians, everybody needs to learn about the Islamic civilization because apparently we're an Islamic country. But we never learn about anything about the Indian religion, the Hindu in the Indian religion, the Hindu religion, the Buddhist religion, Christianity, a little bit. I think we learn a little bit about Christianity. So we never learn about other religions. And I feel that is also something about social inclusion, because we are not incorporating everybody else in the class as well. So yeah, I still have a tiny bit to go. I have 8 pages. I need 10. So yeah, a little bit. One is the conclusion, so I have 9. I need to add something else in this. So I'll see you guys later. I have something to eat. I need to eat first, and then I continue with this, and then we can go to bed. Alright guys, so I'm done. I think I'm done for today. So in total, I've done my 10 pages. I think it's quite alright. I might be wrong. I'm the only full-time student in the class. Everybody else is part-timers, which means we are basically practitioners in education. So the teachers, the lecturers, and it's quite intimidating in the class actually, because the class that I'm going to be presenting in tomorrow, I think it's one of the most intensive discussion-based classes that I've ever been in. So it's basically in the class, it's mostly discussion, what these people think about it, what these people think, what that people think, and it could be intimidating at times, but I really like it. The things that you are thrown into and you are forced to discover is really amazing. There are things that I've never thought about that is discussed in the class, which I'm really happy. That's why I came here to the UK in the first place, to learn new things, which I've never thought about. So I think I'm done. Let me show you. It's basically very boring. There's nothing like eye-catching about it. Just like that. So I'm just gonna show you the first page. That's like inclusion in Malaysia. Yeah. I also have a tutorial tomorrow before the class, which I'm going to present to one of my tutors. About the essay that I'm going to write about in 2 weeks. So basically, I'm writing about conflict. This is a topic that is given. Conflict is a natural part of of an education organization and should be managed as such. So basically, just a draft. This is what I'm going to be writing about. It's only 2,000 words, so I don't really have that much space to write anything much. Like usually, the two essays that I had before, they are at least 3,000 words, and I had to limit myself with 3,000 words anyways. So this is 2,000 words, so I even have to cut down so much. So I'm trying to limit myself. It looks like there's only a bit of it, but each one of them I could write possibly 200 or 300 words. So this can be, for example, how can conflict affect an organization? Culture and climate can already be like 500 words, stuff like that. So in every single one of them, you can write more. And this is another assignment that I have, which is I'm going to be analyzing a financial report. And based on this financial report, I'm going to be making decisions on how I could manage and improve the institution. So that is also quite an interesting thing. So that is the thing that I'm going to do tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So because I've been having this post-it note on my laptop for a few days now, just to remind me that I have a tutorial with one of my tutors at 1 o'clock. So yeah, that is it for today. I hope you had a wonderful day. I actually enjoyed today, even though I just spent it doing work. But when you do work, you feel accomplished and you actually did something today rather than like spending the whole day playing video games. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you had a wonderful day. Be good. Always berbudi bahasa and live life. Bye.